Welcome to Tasty Thursdays. This week, because it's Up in the Air week, we're focusing on a tasty treat for some other animal friends. This week, we're focusing on birdhouses and bird feeders too, using different things that we can find at home. So for our birdhouses, we're going to be using some milk cartons, and for our bird feeders, we're going to be using some toilet paper rolls. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. We're going to be making our bird feeders out of a milk carton. So you can use a large size, you can use a smaller size, just something that's already empty that you have at your home. If your milk carton opens up here instead, maybe just use some glue or tape just to seal it closed. Okay, so once you have your empty one, then we're going to be priming it using white paint and waiting for that to dry. Mine has already been drying. It's kind of shiny actually. So this is my dry with white paint already, primed and ready to go. And I have something under it too, just to make sure that my table doesn't get very messy because I'm using acrylic paint. As you are painting using your white paint and waiting for it to dry, you're thinking about what design you want to do on it. But before we begin with the design, I'm taking a hole puncher. If you have scissors at home instead, you can use that. And I'm just gonna make a hole at the top. So this is what we're gonna be hanging it from. If you only have scissors instead, you can grab some help from mom or dad and just punching it through the scissors to make a hole so that we can hang it using string. Then you're gonna be thinking about where you want your opening for the birds. Is it gonna be a door like people walk through at the bottom? Is it gonna be a circle door instead and closer to the top or at the bottom? It's really up to you, whatever you want. I think that I'm just gonna do a door down here. Once again, I'm using an Exacto knife. You can totally use scissors for this step too. If you are using an Exacto, make sure that you're asking for help and that we're holding it using our other hand. That's really important so it doesn't wiggle around. Putting our blade down. And then we can just pop it out like that. Doing these steps first, hi Bowie, make sure that we're not filling in unnecessarily using our paint, but also then we won't get any smudging happening too. After that's all done, just gonna cut off the bottom. We can get painting. I'm gonna be using acrylic paint. Acrylic paint is best if you're working and you want your birdhouse to be outside. Make sure that you're using a really big paintbrush, and we're just gonna be spreading our paint so that it covers all of the sides because it's gonna be turning and we want it to be totally painted and decorated. Once we have our base color, then we can start adding different designs on it. If you want circles and polka dots or stripes, if you want it to look like a real house or have flowers on it, really up to you. Have fun with it. So I'm just finishing up painting. For mine, I decided to have a roof, or what looks like a roof. So roofs have shingles. Sometimes they can be square or rounded. This kind of makes me think of gingerbread house actually. But once you're all done painting this, then we'll put it off to the side and let it dry completely before putting it outside and putting some bird seed inside of it. We're also going to be adding some string at the top here when it's all dry. While we're waiting for our birdhouse to dry after we've painted the whole thing, let's try some other way of doing a bird feeder. So for this is a super straightforward craft. I've just grabbed a toilet paper roll that's been used. Now I'm gonna grab some peanut butter. If you don't have peanut butter in your house, you can use an alternative butter. as well, such as like wow butter or almond butter, whatever you have. So we're just spreading that peanut butter all over. I have a couple of my fingers inside the toilet paper roll, just so then I can spin it around using my wrist. Sometimes this can be easier though if you have someone at home helping you, or if you put it one of the sides flat down on a table, and then you can just spin it around. It also doesn't have to be perfect with applying this peanut butter. Maybe you switch it. We just want to make sure it's totally covered. And this is going to act as our glue for getting the bird seed onto our toilet paper roll. Once you've totally covered it, so you can't see any more of the cardboard under, we're going to have some bird seed, so different seeds in there. Once we have that, I have it on a plate so then I can wiggle it around. We're just going to take our toilet paper roll and roll it, and rolling it around in that bird seed, making sure that all of those spaces with the peanut butter get filled with bird seed. And I'm just wiggling my fingers around to continue to move it around. Once we're all done with that, we can take some string. We're gonna weave it through. Whoops. Once it comes out the other side, you can make it as long as you want, and then cut the end. And you can hang this guy outside and let the birds have their fun with it. Let's see how our birdhouse is doing now that it's had a little bit of time to dry. After adding my string to this guy, I've also added the birdseed inside, and now they're ready to be hung outside. Put this one here. Now we can just wait for the birds. Hope you guys enjoyed making some birdhouses and bird feeders today for Tasty Thursdays. Tasty Thursdays for birds. And I hope that you tune in tomorrow for Mindfulness Fridays. We're gonna be making some pinwheels tomorrow for Up in the Air Week. Bye guys.